Okay guys, so if you've been watching any of my other videos, I've done quite a few walkthroughs of the Xtool D8 scan tool, and I've been very happy with this scan tool. I also have walkthroughs on my Autel MS906. Now, the thing with this scan tool is it's a corded scan tool. It's not wireless, so you've got to plug the cord in so you're tethered to the car with a cord. Well, I've just received the D8BT. This is wireless. So we're going to take this out of the box and we're going to see how it compares to the D8. We're going to compare the software. This is the first time I'm going to take it out of the box. You're going to see exactly what, whenever it boots up, what you've got to do before you can start using it. And once we get it booted up, I'll go ahead and update all the software, and we're going to compare the software versions on the D8 to this to see if it is indeed the exact same software, if the only difference is it's Bluetooth. And depending on how much time I spend doing that, I may hook it to the truck and compare it, compare the actual wireless ability. If not, I'll do a second video where I do hook it to the truck, and we'll compare it to the way we'll compare the way this works to the way the D8 works. So let's get this thing out of the box. Now, before we open it up, it's basically all the same specs, it looks to me like, on the D8 that the D8 has. There's no other writing on it except for what's here on the tag. So let's get this thing out of the box. Looks like it comes in the same exact type of case. And the case is actually nice. I mean, you got these metal latches, which are obviously going to be better than any plastic. You've got the manual. It's got the serial number of the unit. And just like the D8, you get your European cord, which you end up throwing in a box, because obviously this is the cord you're going to be using, at least here in America. Now, I mean, obviously if you are in Europe, then you're going to be using this cord. Got a USB cable, and of course you've got your wireless dongle here, and it looks like it's got a little display on it. I guess maybe that only works when it's plugged into the car. I don't know. Got a, okay. You know, a lot of people, my Autel has got LED lights, and people, you know, they laugh about that. But what that's for, it's not so that you can work by these LED lights. What that's for is so if it's dark underneath the dash, let's say it's night, or you're just in a, you know, a area that doesn't have a lot of light, and you're trying to find the OBD2 connector. Well, you've got a way to light it up enough to where you can, you know, you can find it. I've used it. I've used it on my Autel. So I think it's a handy feature to have. Before that, I had a Snap-on Varus, and I used to have it use a flashlight. So let's see, we're gonna keep this out. And I mean, it looks exactly like the D8. Let's compare it does say D8BT. I'm gonna get the D8, but I'm gonna take the cord off of it. This is the D8. This is the D8BT, and they look absolutely identical. There's the top. Got your power button, power connector, RS232. I can't remember what they call that style connector, and then you got a USB. Same thing on the D8. Same exact thing. So they clearly are using the same exact tablet. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. You just push and hold the button for about 2 seconds. When it lights up, you'll see Xtool pop up. And this was the first screen that I had on my D8. Of course, English is already selected. So I'm going to hit next. Dear customer, greetings. Thank you for using our product. The product needs to activate by internet. If not, you can also click trial button, which is at the top right corner, which is up here. I'm going to go ahead and start activate, and it's going to find my Wi-Fi's. And let's see. Now the description, I could have swore said that it was 2.4G and 5G. I'm only seeing and I got both. I've got a 2.4G and a 5G wireless router, and I don't see the 5G, so we're just going to have to go with the 2.4, which is fine. And I'm going to go ahead and pause you so you don't see my password, and then I'll turn you back on. Okay, as long as I put my password in correctly, then it should connect up here. Okay, I'm going to pause you so I can put my email in. Okay, so I got my email put in there. I have read and agree. I'm going to hit OK. Activation success. It's going to be very nice. Wireless is the only way to go. Being tethered to the car, you can get by with it, but obviously, but it is very, very nice not to have to worry about only being able to walk so far. Sometimes you need to be out under the hood with your scan tool so that you can activate certain components and check them. And it's nice to have the tablet right there. Sometimes you go all the way to the back. You know, if you're doing, air suspension work and you're back there trying to actuate the compressor or something like that, then you want to be back there whenever you're activating that stuff. You may have the connector off with a test light plugged in. You want to hit activate. Same with EVAP, all kinds of stuff. You need to be all over the car, and it's hard to do that when you got a 5-foot cord tethering you to underneath the dash. Now, I did buy a 10-foot extension cord for my D8, which allowed me to get under the hood, but I was still limited to where on the car I was able to get. But with Bluetooth, you are free to walk all around the car. And I'll fast forward through this section. That way you don't have to watch it. Okay. So that's the screen there. Looks absolutely identical to the D8. So let's go ahead. First, we're going to click More. Okay, that's the two options you have on the D8. We're going to go to Settings. Now, under Settings, here's the BT version. Here's the D8 version. If you look here, you've got a Bluetooth option. You don't have that here. Now, you do have Bluetooth. This is a Bluetooth capable machine, the D8. But this has obviously got an addition right here for Bluetooth, which is where this comes in. Now the app, this is showing 423.36 26.14. This is similar, but this has actually got a higher app number. Not to, not that that means a whole lot. Once we update this fully, I'm assuming those numbers are going to change, which is what I'm doing right here. So this is going to be a longer video than what I thought. So the part 2 to this is going to be hooking it to the truck. So now the app version's 4.245.615, 2.245.615. So now the app is the same app that the D8 has. If I go to firmware information, if you go to firmware information on the D8, it does have a VCI firmware. This is 32774. This one's showing blank right now. But that's about as far as we can go with this. Let's see, open Bluetooth settings, which I'm assuming is just going to be this here. So we're going to go ahead and go back, however I get back. And let's do updates, because that's going to be obviously one of the first things you're going to want to do is update. Okay, it's saying all software is up to date. So let's take a look at that. Let's go over to special function. Let's go to key programming. And I'll do the same on the D8. Okay, Chrysler on the D8 is 27.05. Chrysler on the BT is 27, and I didn't mean to touch it, 27.05. So let that time out here in a minute. Let me scroll down a little bit to Toyota, 26.7, 26.79, 26.79. Man, I don't mean to keep touching it. So it looks like it is the same identical software. Jeep, 27.05, 27.05 for Jeep. So all the same software we have here. So that's pretty much the quick down and dirty unboxing of the BT. You do have 3 lights here on the end of the VCI, along with what looks like a digital display. It is a serialized device here, so it's going to match your tool. So stay tuned for part 2 of this video, and I'll be comparing it hooked to the I've already done a review on the D8 hooked to my 2016 GMC Sierra, and that'll be part 2 to this video, is seeing how this performs wirelessly on a 2016 GMC Sierra. So until then, you guys take care.